Hey guys, welcome back to my channel via Glow. If you're new here, my name is Gloria and I'm a full-time reseller on multiple different apps, and I resell clothes and shit. So of course I'm going to show you guys what sold over the weekend. Now these are sales from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and let's just jump right in. All right, so I made a total of $636 for my gross profit, and then I made a total of $491.19 for my net. I did make 22 sales across 3 different platforms, 11 on eBay, 10 on Poshmark, and 2 on Mercari. So let's just jump right in. So these are a pair of Veronica Beard denim jeans. Now, of course, I was so excited to find these. I did find them at a regular thrift store, so I didn't pay the good old dollar for them, but I knew that I was gonna get about $60 to $70 for them, so I priced them really high. And then I waited and waited and waited and waited some more, and I noticed that, okay, I'm not gonna get that amount, so let me just lower it just a little bit. Next thing I know, somebody comes in with a $35 offer, and I had to really like weigh my options, because I'm like, okay, these have been sitting since June. Now I can let them sit longer for an extra $10 or so, but I said, you know what, I want to just go ahead and get rid of them and just, you know, take my L. And honestly, y'all, with this happening, this just made me open my eyes that when I look up denim jeans, yes, skinny is 100% not in, but I also want to let it be known that like the kick, you know, high rise crop flare is also making its way out. So that is a style that was actually happening like in 2019, 2020, 2021, and you know, it's not saying that nobody's, you know, wears it. I feel the same like how I said with skinny jeans. People are still wearing skinny jeans. People are still wearing this style. Obviously, she just bought them, but it's not the popular style like the boot cut and the flare. But I was really disappointed, just because I thought I was gonna get a lot for it. This is my first time picking up Veronica Beard, and it didn't perform how I expected it, but that was my fault. I should have listed it accordingly. But anyways, it sold for $35. She sent me an offer. I did pay $5.81 at a regular thrift store, so I made a profit of $22.19. All right, so these are actually a pair of Bonas men's pants. I actually love picking up this brand at the bins when it's in great condition. This one was, and it was a size 32 by 32. And like I told y'all before, picking up those sizes that are really short, it's gonna take a while, but 32 by 32 is kind of like an average height in the size of a man. So these didn't take long to sell. Definitely have to take under a month, because I know that these weren't listed that long. And I was really happy with this quick turnaround, and this one actually sold for $21, which lets me know that my bot sent them an offer. Of course, these sales that I'm showing you guys first are from Poshmark, you know, of course looking at the priority mailing, but they sent them that $21 offer. I must have had it listed at $28. That's generally what ends up happening. So if I have it listed at $28, it'll send them a $21 offer with discounted shipping. And they accepted that offer, and I paid 90 cents for it at the bins, and I made a profit of $13.88. All right, this was a exciting pickup. This is a Skims robe. I think this binge trip, I actually really enjoyed it that day, because I feel like I must have went on a day that the people that would typically pick up the items that I picked up weren't there. So I was really happy with that. And this is actually my 3rd time picking up Skims at the bins. And if you guys are not familiar, this is Kim Kardashian's brand. I actually own a pair of Skims pajamas. I've owned multiple pair, but I've sold them as my weight fluctuated after pregnancy. So I ended up finding this, and I was really happy because I noticed the tag immediately, and I'm like, this is Skims, like 100%. You could even feel the fabric content is like, this is Skims. And this one actually retails for like $94, brand new. Mine unfortunately had like a little flaw to it. It had like a hole to the shoulder, so I knew I was going to be getting a lot less, but still a decent amount. So someone came in and sent me a $38 offer, and I accepted it because I thought that that was incredibly reasonable for an item that was flawed. Granted, the flaw was on a shoulder, so it wasn't like, you know, very noticeable, you know, unless you're a person that likes to look at people's shoulders. But they sent me that offer. I quickly accepted it because I already knew my bot was going to send them one that was probably a lot less, because I think I had this one listed at $45 in hopes to get about $30 for it, and I was really happy with that takeaway. So I picked this up for 90 cents at the bins, and I made a profit of $29.50 after fees and cost of goods. All right, this is a Abercrombie linen jumpsuit. Oh, y'all. So I was really excited to find this piece just because I feel like Abercrombie has definitely made a resurgence. I feel like American Eagle had been the top dog from like their little, you know, like the Hollister, American Eagle, and Abercrombie and Fitch from their little like teen moment, if you will. So Abercrombie is coming back in, and I knew this one was going to do good because it just had those factors to it, which was linen, and it was a jumpsuit, okay? But the size probably wasn't like a great factor, but it still sold, and I was really happy that it did. This one also sold through an offer that my Poshmark bot, which is 𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬, sent them, and they accepted it, and we love a really quick flip. This one definitely was listed under a month, maybe a couple of weeks, honestly, and it sold, so we love that. So this one actually sold for $24. I did pay $1.63 for it, and I made a profit of $15.55 after fees and cost of goods, and I would 100% pick this up again. I think I must have had this one listed at like $32, and then they sent them that, you know, $24 offer. This must have been a slow day at the bins for that $1.63 you know, total that I paid. All right, this is from a brand called 𝕊𝕌𝕄𝕇, and this is a made in USA broomstick skirt. Now, y'all, I have been picking these up because they have been selling. I do pick up, you know, a lot of different styles, a lot of different sizes. This one particularly caught my eye because it is like a denim chambray style, and the fact that it was made in the USA, which lets me know that it is vintage, and the girls like vintage things. So of course I went on and picked this one up, and this one didn't take long to sell. I think this actually sold within like 2 weeks of it being listed. This one was an offer that they sent me. I think they initially came in at 15, but like I do with most offers that I am hesitant on, that I'm like, I don't know if I want to accept that amount, because I had it listed at 32. So I will go across all of the platforms. I would look and see if it has any attention. Now, if I see that it does have attention, and I of course look at the fact that I recently listed this, I'm like, okay, I know I can get more for it. So once I noticed that it had other attention on the other platforms, I say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and counter. So I countered, and they accepted the counter offer, which was $20. Granted, that's how much I wanted to make off of it. $15 still would have been okay, but $20 was better. So I went on and, you know, was happy with that one because they did accept it, and it was a pretty quick flip. So this one looked like this was also picked up during that slow bins day. So I did pay $1.63 for this item, and I made a profit of $14.37 after fees and cost of goods. And again, I don't think it was really the brand. I think it was more so the style and the fact that it was vintage. All right, this was my more depressing sale for this round of my ship with me. This is a express top. This is their Portofino, which is the most popular from this brand. I have made the conscious decision to slow down and only pick up, you know, maybe larger size if I come across them. I have been able to sell this, you know, specific style maybe three or four times, and they all sold, I want to say maybe under $15 every time. So I kind of have it in my mind that that's how much I'm going to get for it, is under 15. And although that could be a great filler for me, I mean, I could just keep picking it up and let it be a good filler. I just don't want to have too much of it in my closet, and I feel like right now I have a lot of it, because what ends up happening, I feel like, is I'll get a brand and it'll sell, you know, in a decent time frame, and then, you know, I'll pick it up again and then it performs the same way. So then I'm like, oh, okay, this is something that I need to continue to pick up. So then I'll continue to keep picking it up, and then I'll notice like, okay, it's not selling as quickly as it once was, kind of like how the Old Navy Pixie had been doing for me. So I will slow down picking it up, And then once, you know, my inventory that I have already is starting to sell, you know, a little bit more, then I'll go ahead and start picking it up again. So with this one, I am going to be very mindful when I come across it, because I do come across it a lot at the bins. I'm only going to pick up maybe like more novelty prints, and honestly I thought this was a novelty print, that's why I picked it up, but obviously not, y'all. So they sent me an offer. I had it listed at 25 because I really wanted to make at least about 15 to 18 for it. And I went back and forth. I went on all the platforms like I told y'all before. No likes, and they were the only like on Poshmark too. So I was just like, you know what, let me just go ahead and get it. So I accepted their $10 offer. I did pay $1.01 for this at the bin, so I made a profit of $5.95 after fees and cost of goods, which is really, really sad. All right, so these are a pair of Abercrombie and Fitch jeans. These are actually their ankle straight ultra high rise. I unfortunately sourced this at a regular thrift store, but I recently had this in a reseller vlog, maybe 2 vlogs ago, that I picked them up. I looked at the sell-through rate and the comps were right up my alley. So I was just like, okay, good. Because I typically want to pick up items from a thrift store and make, you know, a $25 profit off of it, generally speaking, maybe 20 to 25, just because, you know, I want to make sure I'll be able to list it for over $30. And this one was listed, I want to say I put it at either 38 or 42, maybe 42, I want to say, because I was looking to get about $30 for it. You know, I already had it in my mind, because that's actually the amount that it was selling for, was about $30 to $35. So I had it up there, and my bot ended up sending them an offer and they accepted it. So these were sold at $31 with discounted shipping. I paid $5.95 at a regular thrift store. So I made a profit of $16.84 after fees and cost of goods. Now, of course, like I told y'all, $20 is like, you know, what I would prefer to make on any items that I get from a regular thrift store. But I'm actually okay with this one. It's fine. You know, a sale is a sale. I think it's good to even have these type of pieces in your closet, because it does bring, you know, more buyers to it, because you never know, they, you know, may look around, find some other things they might like. I don't know. So I go ahead and get it, and I think $5 at a regular thrift store is not that bad. All right, this one was a pretty good find. This is an Eileen Fisher's. This is their women line, so this is like their plus size line, and found this at the bins, and I did see the flaw to it, which I question whether or not I should pick it up, because as of late, when I find flawed items, you know, early on, I really make sure I look it over, because I just don't like to come home and be like really disappointed with items. And anything with wool, I feel like you have to take that extra step to make sure you don't find any hidden holes. That or cashmere. Y'all don't know how many pieces I've thrown back where I see, you know, more and more holes in them. And sometimes you can, you know, not see it when you're looking at them at the bins, you know, because of course you'll hold it up to the light, but then both of the fabrics are touching each other, so you don't see it. So you really have to examine it pretty closely. But I said all that to say nothing was wrong with this one. And this was a cute little cardigan that I've never seen before. This one's kind of like a, maybe a more fitted style. It's not like the long line that I typically see with Eileen Fisher. So I thought that somebody would love this. And since it's her women line, which is her plus size, this one actually sold within a week of me listing it. So this was a really quick flip. And I was really happy with this one. And it was a full price sale. And those are rare nowadays, but I've been noticing that they've been happening a little bit more often, and I think it is because, you know, I've been pricing my items accordingly. So this one sold for $45, and I paid $1.01 for it at the bins, and I made a profit of $34.90 after fees and cost of goods, and we love that. That was a pretty decent pickup. I love Eileen Fisher now. Before I did it, there is 2 pieces that I think I need to go ahead and just pull from my closet and redonate them. I'll probably try to sell them to a buy sell trade store first, but one of them is visibly flawed. I think the other one kind of is too, but I don't think I caught it. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull those because they don't get attention and they just weren't good pickups. And I feel like, you know, I've gotten so much better with my pickups, like so much better. All right, this is a Fabletics sweater. It's like a cardigan situation. It does have pockets. I think I picked this one up, I want to say maybe either over the summer or as soon as we transition to fall. I'm not really sure. But this one did sit for a while. But the only reason why I picked it up is because it was an extra large. And this is actually a really good, you know, style. It is a nice little waterfall front to it. And I knew somebody would love it. So I went on and got it. And I had it priced at $32. I think my bot had just relisted it because I remember it originally having more likers than it did, and this person came in and it was only them that had liked the item. They had counter to what my bot sent them, and I went on and accepted it because I thought $20 was really reasonable with Fabletics, because Fabletics is just not, you know, the it girl, you know. So some people of course love their pieces, don't get me wrong, but I think those are the people that have probably, you know, paid for that membership that they offer, and they kind of want to find those pieces secondhand. So this one was a decent pickup. I 100% pick it up again. Like I said, if this was any other size, I probably would have left it behind. I try not to pick up this brand as often as I find it, because it doesn't sell, and it doesn't sell for much generally. So, you know, I don't want both of those stacked up against each other, and then I'm sitting here with an item sitting for a long time. So like I said, this one sold for 20 bucks, and I paid 98 cents for it at the bins, and I made a profit of $15.02 after fees and cost of goods. Y'all, that's why I love Poshmark so much. Like, even though they take that 20%, I'm gonna be honest, like I absolutely love the free shipping supplies. Like, putting everything in boxes and not having to pay for anything is it's too good, okay? All right, so the last thing to sell on Poshmark was this Vince Camuto dress. Y'all, I've actually never picked up this brand. I do see it a lot at the bins, but I've never picked it up. But this was a style pickup, and then of course it had like another factor, which was the size. But the size of it is what really was like, okay, I gotta get this. And the print, like, it's like this good old like Versace style dress. It was long sleeve, it was a mini, and I just thought that somebody would love this. So this one had a really quick turnaround. I tried to find really good stock photos, but I really couldn't. So unfortunately, if you are a person, I guess anybody, hell, myself, the way that Google Lens work, y'all, I was able to find some girl that had a blog post. I think somebody had wore it in a video. They even kind of had a screen grab of that from somebody's video, which I thought was really creepy. But I think, you know, when we put stuff on the internet, it's there forever. So I did use the lady's blog post photo, which, you know, seems a little invasive, but I still used it, and I think that's what helped it sell. Because you already know I put everything on a good old, you know, hanger. I really do need to invest for 2024 to get like a dress form of some sort to help me out with those special pieces. But this one sold for $28. I did pay $1.01 for it, and I profited $19.28 after fees and cost of goods. All right, so moving on to eBay. This is Juicy Couture. I just hauled these for y'all. These sold fairly quickly. I priced them accordingly because they are not flawed. They are Y2K. They are flare. They are tan. They are a medium. They have back pockets. Like, you know, it's too desirable. If these were a velour style, I probably could have even got more. You get what I'm saying? Or a larger size. Like, it's so much that you can stack up and, you know, get a good price point for. So I did price these high. I generally don't. I typically would price all of my Juicy Couture pieces at about $35 in hopes to get about 20 to 25 for them. But I knew this one was a little bit more special. So I went on and priced it at $65. Now I know y'all are probably like, girl, but I was trying to get about $40 to $50 for them, and I knew that I needed to price them accordingly. So I went on and you already know I have to price lower, and I had my what is it called? Like a little sale. So I did have a sale on eBay running, unfortunately, but that's okay. So I had that sale running, and they purchased it, of course, at my full asking price, and it is $44.99. So I did pay 82 cents, and I did make a profit of $38.70. I do think with that 82 cents, I think the cashier actually took maybe a little bit more off my you know, weight. And I noticed that he does it a lot. I'm not gonna say who it is, you know, because I know he be hooking me up sometimes. Because I noticed that my price point is always, like, no matter what, it's always like $1 to $1.10 typically. So if anything is less, then I know he took a little bit more off the top, which I'm completely okay with. These are 𝕃𝕀𝕊𝕋 pants. I knew something was off because those are really small, and I'm like, this was a size large. Yeah. So this is what they look like. They're just like some cargo pants, and like y'all know, cargo is in style. I probably could have waited, you know, a little bit longer and got maybe $10-15 more. But, you know, when you shop at the bins, you are so much more flexible than the average person because your cost of goods is so low. But these actually sold for $27.98. I have them listed probably like 2 months now, or maybe like a month and a half, because I know I got them in November. So I guess it'd be like a month and a half, roughly. But these sold for that price point. I did pay 99 cents for them, and I did make a profit of $23.78, and I actually like that. I've been noticing that I've been finding 𝕃𝕀𝕊 more than 𝕃𝕀𝕊 in the letterpress, which is their like old label, because they dropped in the letterpress. So when you find just 𝕃𝕀𝕊 by itself, that lets you know that it is a current style. So yeah, I am happy I found that one. And this was a good turnaround. See, I gotta start looking because some of these got priority on it, and I could use priority packaging and not, you know, my poly bag. So this next one also is priority. So these are a pair of American Eagle. These are their skater pants. I've actually never found this style before, but when I found it, I was like, oh, I gotta get it, because, you know, it is not the typical one. And these were, it looked like these could have possibly been hemmed, but this style is just, you know, a nice little style. So it is newer, and it was a short, so that was the main reason why I got it. Why is Poshmark reminding me to ship something, and today is Christmas? But yeah, y'all, so these were a pretty quick flip. The price point I was okay with. I try not to price this brand high anymore. Y'all know at first, you know, I was always pricing American Eagle at the very least about $28, but I knew that I wasn't gonna get that much for it, so I made sure I priced it accordingly. So this one looks like I probably priced it at $19.99, and I was running a sale, and they hurry up and got it. So these sold for $15.99, and I paid $1.01 for it, and I made a profit of $13.25 after fees and cost of goods. And yeah, that was a really quick turnaround. All right, so these are some 𝕊𝕌𝕊𝕋 trouser pants. This particular person had asked me a question like, did they have like a kind of like a pleat to them to make them more flare or something like that? And I told her, yes, I went and came and looked at it, and I noticed the side was more open. Y'all, the battery was full. But anyways, like I was trying to say is that she asked me a question, and then she just ghosted me. So I'm assuming she was waiting for an offer or a sale or whatever the case. I don't know. So like I said, I ran that sale that I said I was going to run into the end of the year, which I think I'm going to just go ahead and continue it and let it just, you know, be that. Because, you know, it is helping. I did get, you know, the 10 sales, which is, you know, a little bit better. But anyway, so I sourced these at a regular thrift store. I knew I wasn't going to get much for them because the comps wasn't, you know, that great. Especially because this one didn't really have like a great fabric content to it. So it was like, okay, it's very basic. But yeah, these sold for $35.99. And I did pay $5.94 for these. So I made a profit of $25.74 after fees and cost of goods. And I think that's actually okay. That's an ideal price point for something that I pick up at a regular thrift store. All right, this is a brand called Pink Blush. It is a maxi dress. And if you are not familiar, this is actually a maternity brand. I do come across a lot of, well, let me not say a lot. I come across a decent amount of their things. I've come across a pair of jeans. I've actually come across maybe like a top as well, but I think the things that actually sell are their maternity dresses, and they have a specific style that sells, but this is not it. But I still picked it up because their maternity dresses, like I said, does pretty well. I don't even know how I got this as a, what is this? 1 pound. This thing is heavy. So I'm definitely about to get charged for this, but it is what it is. That's one thing eBay gonna do. They gonna get that extra money, child. So I think this one sold because I did have it going on sale, because you already know, like I said, running an eBay sale. But how I have it though is that the items that I have listed, like as of the day I ran the sale, they are not added onto the sale. And actually didn't like that, because I think all the other times when I used to run the sales, I didn't like that it would include the items that were just listed, just because I feel like, give them a chance, you know what I'm saying? Give them a chance to sell for a good amount before we send them an offer. But anyway, so this one sold for $23.18 and I paid 89 cents for it, and I made a profit of $19.69 after fees and cost of goods. All right, so this is a Baylor University like Henley, you know, sweatshirt for men or women, it doesn't really matter. I believe this school is based out in Texas. I've actually been lucky enough to pick up some pieces that sold from all the colleges that are located in Texas. So I'll pick it up when I see it. Of course, it has to have something going for it for the most part. This was a, you know, quarter zip sweatshirt, and quarter zips are really popular amongst men around this time, because some days are not, you know, jacket days, and then some days, you know, it's not a sweater day. We just want something, you know, right in the middle, and I feel like Henleys do that for them. So I pick them up when I see them. And this one had a pretty quick turnaround, because I think I just sourced this either earlier this month or the ending of last month, and this one sold. So this one actually sold for $21.58, and I did pay 95 cents for it at the bins. So then I made a profit of $18.26 after fees and cost of goods. And I do think that even if you sell the item for 20 bucks, like, I think that's a great price point too. Because if you really think about it, when you look online and you see, you know, the team items or whatever, this stuff is over $50 all the time. So they can get on the secondhand market and pay, you know, a quarter of the price. They're gonna do that, you know. So if you know, like your team, you support your team, you don't want to pay that much, but you still want to wear the merch, you know, you're gonna get it. All right, this one was a little bit disappointing, because I really wanted to get at least about $35. This is Quaker Factory. This is just a really pretty knit butterfly top. It is in excellent condition, damn near new, if you will, but it is vintage. Of course I got it from the bins. I don't think I would have picked this up at a thrift store, honestly. It is cute, don't get me wrong, but knowing what I know now, I definitely wouldn't have picked this up at a thrift store. But this was kind of like a grandma sweater, if you will. It's very much so like an art to wear. I think this is going to be great for the spring, on like one of those, you know, little chilly mornings. But this one sold for $23.98. I paid $107 for it, and I made a profit of $20.27 after fees and cost of goods. I'll be honest with you, I'll probably pick it up again, but this time I will price it accordingly, because even though this one was listed in the summertime, I didn't expect it to sell in the summertime. I guess this was more so a spring type of item, so I guess it's selling at the time that it's supposed to sell, if you will, but not for this price point. I feel like at the very least maybe $30. All right, so these are a pair of Banana Republic men's pants. I think this is a newer style, just by looking at this additional tag they have on here. But these were a slim fit 36 by 36 trouser pant. They kind of have like this texture to them, which is really nice. These didn't take long to sell. I think I just sourced these. I've been kind of dabbling into Banana Republic a little bit more, because at one point I feel like I kind of gave up on them, because I had noticed like the sweaters and stuff that I was selling, they just weren't selling, you know. So I slowed down picking up their sweaters, and I noticed that, you know, the transition to picking up like their men's pants or like men's items, their blazers, anything like that, they actually perform a little bit better. So I think it's important to not always write off the brand and just kind of take inventory of what you are picking up, and maybe it's what you're picking up, not necessarily the brand, you know. So that's what I did, and it's been working, and I love that. So these actually sold on sale. So these sold for $22.38, and I paid 95 cents for them, and I made a profit of $19.12 after fees and cost of goods. All right, so this is a brand called Out From Under, which is actually just sold at Urban Outfitters. These are just some pull-on pants. This was 100% a filler when I picked it up, but I knew that since it was in style, you already know boot cut flare is like the it girl right now. And the fact that these were pull-on pants, I'm like, okay, these are gonna do, you know, decently. I really wouldn't commit Out From Under to memory, if I'm being completely honest. I think if you see a trendy piece that is, you know, of course in style, then yeah, but just to pick up anything from the brand, don't do it. Don't make that mistake. I think it has to be specifically Urban Outfitters, where you can just kind of pick up anything and just kind of see if it works. But from this brand, no. So this one sold for $15.99, and I did pay 82 cents for it, and I made a profit of $13.43 after fees and cost of goods. Y'all, the damn battery died. Here I am. Anyways, so this is a pair of cool pants. I think I recently hauled these. I am thinking, because this was like a current style from the brand, I probably could have held out and possibly, I don't even know if I could have, but possibly got like 10 more bucks. But it was a Ben's pickup, and we are in the business of selling, especially now. Like, I don't know about y'all, but December has not been the it girl. I think when October was here, it did so well, so I'm like, okay, you know, everybody's been talking about Q4. I think this is going to be a great month. Then November happens, and it's just like, okay, it wasn't as amazing as October. It was okay, but it wasn't amazing. And then we get to December, and I think I had one day, which rarely happens. I don't think I've seen this happen. I can't remember, I'm gonna be honest with you, where I had no sales in one day. And I mean from any platform. Of course, I'll have, you know, a day or two without a sale on Poshmark, a day or two without a sale on eBay, a day or two or a week without sales on Mercari, but across all platforms at the same time, never. Okay, but that happened in December, and it's been days where I'd only make like 2 sales, you know. So it's been really kind of scary, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, for this month. And I know it's the holidays and everybody keeps saying, oh, pick up new with tags items, you know, so it is what it is. But anyways, these actually sold for $19.19, and I did pay 89 cents for them, and I made a profit of $16.39 after fees and cost of goods. And I still think, you know, 20 bucks is okay. All right, this was actually an international sale. It is a Free People's blouse. Why do I always say Free People's, not Free People? But this one sold. I've had this for quite some time now. It has to have been like over the summer, because I remember hauling it when I had my office downstairs. So this one took a nice little while to sell, and here we are, finally sold. So it is international. They only paid $14.37 for it, which for them is probably a great deal. I did pay $1.01 for it, and I did make a profit of $12.05, which is a little bit under what I would like to make, but it's all good. You know, it all adds up. But I'm still not picking up, you know, the lower tier stuff. I'm still mindful. Like, some days the bins is slow, and I'm gonna be honest, I think this week is gonna be a slow bins week due to the fact that the kids are out of school, and they clearly like to frequent the bins as a way to get out the house, which is like so annoying. So I'm already preparing for this to not be a good binge trip this week, which really sucks because with, you know, Christmas being on Monday, which is the day that I actually work, not able to go to the bin. So then that means that I have to go 2 other days off the week, or hell, 1 day, or hell 3 days, you know, depending on how bad it is. But yeah, so we made the 2 sales on Mercari. This is one of them. This is a pair of Eddie Bauer like snow ski outdoor, you know, pants, and I priced these pretty high because the comps on them were really high. So I priced them at $65, and of course these have been listed since the summer. And honestly, looking back on it, I shouldn't have listed snow pants in the summer, but you know, it is what it is. That's why when people try to tell me like, oh, you should still list it out of season because, you know, you never know where other people are at and all that fun stuff, I have the data to back it up for my closet. For your closet, it's probably different, but for my closet, the things that are geared toward winter, they sell during wintertime. The things that are geared towards summer, they sell in the summertime. Now, you know, you might get lucky with some one-off pieces, but for the majority of the time, like, I'm selling items that are in season. I do not sell items that are out of season. They sit for me. So I am more mindful of that now. So I gotta list it close to that season instead of, you know, as soon as I source it, I need to go ahead and list it, you know. But this one actually sold for $52. They sent me a offer, and of course I'm like, $52, you know, on a Ben's pickup, 100%. So I went on and accepted it, and due to the fact that it wasn't getting any attention anywhere else, so it was like, that would be a stupid idea to not accept their offer or to even counter. I didn't even think about countering because I knew that this was still a great sale. So I did pay $1.01 for it, so I made a profit of $43.21 after fees and cost of goods, and we love that. Wow, I didn't know I had this as priority. That's cool. All right, and then the last thing to sell was actually this Chicos Jacket. This was a almost scary pickup because Chicos is one of those brands you have to be incredibly mindful because it is oversaturated. I don't care what anybody says. Chicos is oversaturated. I know that it is wise to pick up certain pieces, but you still need to be mindful no matter what, because some pieces will perform and then you be like, okay, let me pick it up, and then it doesn't perform for you and now you're upset about it. So you have to pick everything up with your own discretion, okay? But this one had a little bit going for it, and let's talk about it. So of course it's Chicos. This is a mature brand. This was a size 3, which is a extra large. This was an art to wear piece. I was able to find a stock photo. This was in great condition. So I feel like with everything kind of stacked up with each other, this was going to be a great sale. So I did price it high, I'm not gonna lie, because I wanted to get about $30 for it. That was the goal. And this particular person just came in and bought it for my full asking price. Now this was listed, I think this one was actually listed last month when I got that Cobby jacket, I want to say. So this one actually sold for $48, which was my full asking price, like I said, and I did pay $1.21 for it at the bins, so I made a profit of $39.82 after fees and cost of goods, and I'm really happy with that price point. I think that, again, Chicos is not always a brand you can get, you know, a lot for, but I think when you pick up certain pieces, certain styles, stuff with more substance, I think you can get a little bit more for it. And I feel like this particular item had everything you wanted. Okay, the size, it was kind of like an art to wear piece, and I think I've been really picking up art to wear pieces as of late. At first I'm like, you know, I don't think somebody, you know, of that age would wear this, you know what I'm saying? I'm assuming that they are dressing, you know, more casually, but you can't count people out. Some people have style, and this one was a nice little piece, so it was too cute. So I'm happy I was able to kind of squeeze it in there. But yeah, y'all, this was a good little weekend. It was definitely a lot better than the last video I put out with my ship with me, because that one was bad. So if y'all haven't noticed, I've been skipping doing ship with me videos just because the sales haven't been that great, and I just don't want to waste y'all time because I'm already annoyed that I'm not making enough sales. So, and it's like, if it's really worth sharing if it's not like a decent amount, you know what I'm saying? But I guess it's realistic, if you will. But thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up on your way out. If you enjoyed it, of course, like, no pressure. And if you like this type of content, go ahead and subscribe, because I do enjoy making these ship with me videos. And you know, y'all might as well stick around, okay? But yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye.